Hi guys, how are you? And welcome back to another video. Now, it's that time of the week again. Yes, it is Tuesday and I have another watch for us to look at. Well, another watch. The watch that I have in front of me right now, I don't believe it needs any introduction. Yes, it is a Vostok, and yes, it is the one that everybody has. Well, it's not the one that everybody has. It is the Amphibian. Now, I wanted to get this watch for a long time, since I started doing YouTube videos and since I got into watches, and I finally got my hands on one because everybody knows they're so good and so affordable. Now, this is not by any means an unboxing. It's just or also a review. It's not necessarily a review, it's just my introduction to this watch because it doesn't need any more reviews. Everybody has reviewed this watch. Basically at this stage everybody's probably saying why they bought their model. Let's take it out of the box and let's have a look at it. Now, this is the box, and I have to say that the little plastic holder here in which the watch came in, and I have to say that was broken, but that's okay because the watch was actually very, very nicely wrapped, so it must have been some kind of a defect, but that's all right. Now, the watch, a little bit of paperwork which is in Russian. I'm not even going to be bothered having a look at it because I don't even know how to read Russian. Like, I am Romanian, but everybody has to understand Romanians do not speak Russian. Let me just put that away. Sorry, it was a bit of a joke there. Let's just put that away as well. Now, I'll have to show you guys the little stand. There you go, I have that here as well. So that was broken, but well, it's not, so that's okay, I don't mind. And it's just a box. Your standard average box. Again, it doesn't need any introduction because you've probably seen this online way too many times. And we have the watch. Now, this is my lovely Amphibian that I got in the mail a week ago, and I paid around 59 euros or around $63 or $64 for it, the equivalent, of a gentleman from eBay who was very, very nice to answer all my questions. And the watch, I have to say, the estimated delivery date was was past for 2 days, and the gentleman was very, very nice to answer all my questions. So I'll put a link into the description box below to his shop on eBay. Now, I'll show you guys I'll tell you guys in this video today why I actually bought this model. We'll have a look around the case. We'll put it on the wrist, and I'll tell you guys about my negatives at the end as usual. And like I said, let's get into it. Now, so the particular model that I have in front of me right now is the Vostok Amphibia 670922. Now, this I particularly chose this watch because of the overall aesthetics of it, and I don't actually think it needs a lot of modding. But at the same time, that's why these things are so popular, because what you can do to them, and because of the fact that they're so reliable, and you can literally change it anytime. And basically, you're bang for your buck, because you're getting a 200-meter water resistant watch for around $60 with an automatic movement that is not a Casio. So there you go. That is not a G-Shock or a Casio, and there you go. Now, let's talk a bit about the dimensions. So it has a 41 millimeter case. It has a thickness of 15 millimeters. It has a 20 millimeter lug width. It has a 48 millimeters from lug to lug, with an acrylic crystal, stainless steel case, stainless steel crown, and stainless steel back, as you can see. Let me just open that for us to have a look at. Now, there you go, and it's full glory there. I went for this specific model because first of all, I'll talk about the case, why I went for this case, and then I'll talk about the strap a little bit, and so on and so forth. So I went for this specific model because of the dial, first of all. So it's a very, very simple dial, not very complicated. I like the fact that it doesn't have a lot of drawings on it. Not that not that those things are not nice. No, those dials are not nice, but it's actually very, very simple. Taking a closer look at it, so you have applied indices all around. Has 6 concentric circles on the edge of the case, moving slightly in. It has this kind of matte black to it that I particularly like. So it's very simple. Applied indices all around, and on top of the indices there you have a small little luminous dot. So there is a bit of lume on the dial as well, but it's not on the indices. It's actually, I think, just on the just on those little dots there. I'll pop a lume shot in the video. Hands, pretty standard arrow hands with your little lollipop second hand there. Now, and he has a date function at the 3 o'clock position. Now we all know that the date function, you have to, like this particular movement doesn't have a quick setting date, so that could be probably a bit of a drawback, but that's okay. It's the whole beauty of this watch. You have Amphibia written in Russian at the 12 o'clock position there, and at the bottom you have 31 joules at the 6 o'clock position, and I think here it says made in Russia. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked that up, so you probably know. Put it in the comments below if you know what that is. I should have done it, but actually it's Russian, so can't be bothered to be. Again, looking around the case, you have this big crown, unsigned, but it's okay, guys, because if you don't like it, you can change the crown. Like I said, everybody knows that these things are extremely customizable. And let's have a look at the bezel. The bezel doesn't have any clicks, and it's not the smoothest thing in the world. But then again, that's okay, because you can change that as well if you don't like the way it looks. And the cool part is that you can align it any way you want. It's a bi-directional bezel, so there you go, you can go back and forth. Now, the one complaint that I would have about this, not necessarily about the case, about the front, well, about the case, is that the finishing on the bezel is not the best. As in, it's nice, nice kind of like brushed, but the edges are so sharp. So, if you want to change that to put something that is a bit smoother and a bit better to touch, but you're not going to go specifically at turning this bezel all the way around all the time, so that's okay. I actually don't mind, because I like the way it fits the whole aesthetic of the watch, so it works well with the dial, and I wouldn't actually change it anytime soon. But then again, if I do decide to mod it, probably will. What I do intend to change is this crown, because I think it doesn't fit. I think it's way too big and too chunky for the watch. There you go, with their particular anti-shock system there in place. Again, you can change that as well if you don't like it. The movement, it is a 2416B movement, and it's an in-house movement with 31 joules there, and a 31 power reserve, with a date function, like I said, at the 3 o'clock position. But it is set at the 3 o'clock position right now, with a no quick set function. But then again, that's okay. It's all part of this amazing watch's charm, if I could say that. Let's have a look at the strap. I went for this specific strap because everybody knows that the straps on the amphibians, the metal straps that they come in, they are like hair pullers, and they're not the most comfortable things in the world. I should give this a bit of a polish, or like polish it clean. I never do that with my watches, and this, like the finishing on it, the polished finish on the case, kind of makes it's a fingerprint magnet, but you know, that's okay. I'll give it a polish later, a clean later with a clean cloth. Coming back on the strap, it's a plain rubber strap, no nothing signed on it, no logo, no nothing, with a stainless steel buckle. Again, nothing on the buckle. I have to say that I wore this watch for about a week or so, and it is absolutely comfortable as F. Like, it'll just sit there. I think it weighs around 148 grams. It's a pretty heavy watch for, you know, it's pretty heavy for a watch that doesn't have a metal bracelet, but it's so comfortable. Like, the bracelet is a huge plus. The bracelet, the strap is a huge plus. Again, you can change that as well. You can put that on a NATO. Very, very easy. Let's put it on the wrist and show you guys how it looks like. This amazing piece. Now, again, one of the downsides would probably be the acrylic crystal, but then again, you can change the case because the movements are so easy to pop out, and everybody's doing tutorials about these things online, and it's just so easy. And you just need basic tools like a screwdriver and a pin, and the only thing that you would need is a case back opener, which again, you can find that on eBay or on Amazon for around I think it's about a tenner or so. come on, why am I doing this here? I'm doing something wrong here. Hold on a second, guys. Let me put that back. There you go. Have to excuse the voice. I have a bit of a cold. You know, it's that time of the year. But, you know, the show must go on, as somebody very, very important said. I believe that was Queen. There we go, guys. That's how it looks like on my 6.3 inch wrist. Now, it's really comfortable, and I think that the lug-to-lug, the short distance between the lug-to-lug, which is 48 for my wrist, it actually fits perfect. There you go. I'll show you guys how it looks like with the entire strap, with the rubber strap on and front shot there. Bit of a distance as well. There you go. And actually sits very, very comfortable. And, you know, it's a bit thick, but that's okay. And the overall design of the watch actually fits really, really well. So, there you go, guys. My negatives would be, like I said, the crown is a bit too long. The bezel is a bit too stiff as well, and the edges on the bezel would be a bit sharp. But again, that's okay. I don't actually mind. It's a watch, again, if you take the price in consideration, and it's just, again, bang for your buck. And the fact that you can change these things, you can just ignore all the other bits. And this watch has, like, at this stage, has an entire cult following to it, and it's just it makes it, you know, you have to have one. It's like the Seiko 5s, I would say, in terms of you know, having one in your collection. So I think, again, everybody has a Vostok Amphibia, and for the future, I do actually, like I said, I do intend to change this crown to get something, because I don't, you know, I know it's made to help with the to absorb the shock impact, but there you go. So I know it's not a design flaw, but, you know, I just particularly don't like that. I just like it to have a bit more precision when I wind the watch, if I do wind it. But again, that's pretty much it, and that will be the only thing that I would complain about. These three things will be the only things that I would complain about. Totally recommended. Get an Amphibian. They're amazing. You know, you can wear it, especially like the one that I have right now. The very, very simple case, nothing super crazy. And if you don't like this case, there's so many combinations that you could go for, and again, I totally recommend it. Now, guys, that was my introduction. Well, these were the reasons, and this was my Vostok Amphibian. I'll put all the links that you need to know about this watch that I mentioned in the video in the description box below, where you can get this watch, and for them gentlemen on eBay. Now, if you did enjoy this video, guys, please click a like and subscribe, and click that notification button. It does help the channel quite a lot. And thank you very, very much for watching until the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys again next week, next Tuesday. Woohoo! Go for it!